trying to find their footing. This could be a real opportunity for them to prove themselves. And Runner is looking to get right into the action, already swinging in for one, but the returns are clearly in favor of FUT. A double kill on the Classic for the IGL of Mr. FUT.
Utility that holds much value. You could throw out Timmy as a distraction, but you'd lose the element of surprise. Well, they're going to hear the player jump up. They're going to know that he's there, or at least have a decent idea. They're all trapped in a corner, but you've still got to watch out for the man looking about. That was out of cap. I think also something that, again, it comes with this change to Vitality. Obviously, they were playing with Destrian not too long ago. Is that it has switched up some of the roles. It means that we've got Safe back on the Omen, which was something we were seeing a little bit through Kickoff. He was on KO before, but also it means Kicks is back on KO, and that for me is the more interesting, because I think that he works very well when given aggressive initiator utility. Don't get me wrong, I think he can play a Sova absolutely fine, but give this man a couple of flashes, give this man a nade, and the potential goes up significantly. Now they're going to get one kill. Nobody else going to die to the spine.
They're very fragmented.
Yeah, Yadajay really needs to find something. I think having this Guardian from this position, not ideal, but nobody actually checking for it. They've still got to clear the guy at the backside though. Trex, there's only 6 seconds. If he can kill the planter, he actually wins the round, but he's unable to. They get that spike plant down and the trades are good. It's left all onto Safe. In this 1v2, both players on opposite sides of the wall. So he does have a good opportunity to actually isolate the fight, but never mind. Cracks on the KO.
And FUT focused in on A.
We're seeing more and more of the Stinger. I feel like KC are one of the teams that really brought that home. Seen it? Well, he's the only one who hits headshots in the back. With the pistol.
That Breeze game, wow.
Yeah, he was pretty good with the Ghost. Pretty good. And we are happy to see him back on the Jet. Now this is a map where, as I said, FUT haven't been playing it recently, but it's been a little bit rough. Oh, nice work though from a couple of the players. Even still, I don't think this round is going to fall apart, but a little bit messy. The relief has been tasted.
At last. Long has he waited. Yeah, Safe. He will do a fantastic job to get even more damage out of this situation. Eventually going around the corner.
Damn.
Blinded himself.
See,
stood there with a nade in hand.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt. That had to come out of an opponent. There you go. That's a pretty good flash though. That one was from him. And it is going to be taken down. Yadajay, well, on the other side of things, cracks with another. Leaving just 2 standing from these positions. They've been so good, and the retakes just haven't been there. Safe now, retaking with an Odin. No surprise that didn't work.
Knife is unfortunate. That has caught Killjoy. That utility was what I was going to speak well of. The fact that it was sectioning them off, allowing players to fight out of door. Well, instead, a Paranoia comes through, and they're blocked out. Nano even going down a little bit late, forcing teammates out of position. Sender falls, so too does Kicks. And the retake out of Heaven is not looking very good. In fact, it's desperate. Jumps out from Safe to just try to find anything.
He had a Bucky. There's no way that you're solo retaking with a Bucky. Doesn't work like that. Nice shot from Runner. That will be his ult online in the next round, unless he decides to save. And now they're just going to have to go for the full retake. Now they've got a lot of ults. Lockdown available, but it does seem like FUT are very ready for that.
Yeah, the short players don't need to look anywhere else with their back being held by Yedajay. It's just forward looking at this choke point as players emerge, but they actually walked into it. Walked into Sender, and he's taken 3, leaving Vitality. Facing an eco after a round loss. Well, it would tell you it's a much closer game than the scoreline says. Oh my God. 3 kills from... Okay, we are going to need a replay of that, please. Because I'm not sure what that man has just done, but I don't think it should be allowed. That's ridiculous.
I said beginning of the map.
Shut up, Tom. Shut up. You saw this one.
Mr. It's kind of good, you know?
How hard you've been rubbing your head to see those visions.
He was doing that. It was short. He would push short and just pre-fire spam through on defender side. I think he's going to do that when we get onto the defense, but that's a little bit more ridiculous than what I was expecting.
I mean, it was so quick, and it's a player on short, and then we got on
wide swung.
Allow the swing on short. Yada.
Don't really
3
care
assists when a guy just comes through and does stuff like that. Bladestorm's not gone well. Kicks at least trades. They're still pushing. They're still pushing on the back of the Hunter's Fury. But, it's worked out well. Yeah. They've got the kills and they've retreated. I was worried they'd continue to aggress, but Safe grabs that one and he bails.
That was the main thing. Yadajay versus Safe could decide the round. I think Safe knows it, but he has support from Trex. And now it's left all onto Ada Captain. Again, this man,
30 seconds
maybe one of the happiest outside of the server, but he definitely strikes fear into the heart of many when it comes to within it. Shock darts, they've been close. He's just trying to bait them into a fight. Wrapping back round, I think they've definitely heard him. It would be a miracle to get both players from here and send it.
Now the Hunter's Fury is going to be called in from quite far away. From downtown, one could say. An opportunity with the spam landing on CNET. Yedege falling. Okay, there's a real chance for Vitality. In fact, it looks like they're pretty heavily favored. They've got an idea where Mr. Fallen is after the Hunter's Fury earlier. They're just going to be holding this for the walk back out. No way, surely, for Mr. Fallen to repeat his previous antics. And isolating these duels is impossible. Another found for Vitality, and then he wins the race. Yeah, you like that? A few more. Oh, ooh. Nice for safe. Great reveal. Good follow-up, and he's out with the teleport as well. Faced mid for a second, but CNET's ire had faced the other way. Oh, nice trade back by Cracks through the smoke, but it's only one. It's still a 3v4.
Try and get a little bit of info with this dart just over the corner. Paranoia already sent through, and we'll leave a couple of players blind. They've got to be careful of the door. Safe already picking off one through it. CNET so low on HP is left onto Cracks. And while he does what he can, 3 kills.
Earlier, this is something in these positions and these disadvantages where you have to take risks.
Yeah, the steps are going to be hard, but it seems like they're already checking for these aggressive positions. Well cleared by Kicks and Bahada Captain. Not the corner you want to be trying to clear. Cracks again. Normally good for 3 kills, but this would have to be the best of them. The flash through, he's already going to be pinged up a second solid dart. Manages to land the headshot onto Trex though. Definitely making things interesting. I think he's already heard the steps of them getting a little closer. Another one found for Cracks. And on 11 HP, he's got to be so careful here. Fragment to try and clear onto the spike. It's just not the shots being connected at the moment by Runner. That shorty really isn't doing it. And he's going to have to try and break that door. Try and bait him into this fight. He's coming out with that operator. But I think at this point, Cracks already knows that he's won it. Not even scared of it. He'll get knifed at the end, but he won't care. Captain's in a bit of an awkward position. He doesn't even get a chance to use the Paranoia. Completely surrounded here. Support not really there, at least for now. Yedege, well, he's completely blinded by the flash from Kicks. And while in the 3 versus 5, expectations are that Vitality have this one. A couple of good trades, making things at least a little bit closer. CNET still standing and healthy, but he's now left alone. 3 players to find.
Wisely thinks there could be somebody trying to creep their way up behind, but, well, that's cleared out. He'll instead use this new position to try to catch them off guard, but more than ready for the fight. The right click tags him low, the shock dart chases him.
Just throws it into B main. They can go a little bit more on the gamble.
Great flash. Yeah, this has completely wrecked the plan from the side of FUT. Everybody was isolated, and now everyone's dead. Just Cracks left in a 1 versus 4.
I believe this time.
A class that's a bit more, make this even more costly for the side of Vitality. Closing the distance. Here's a chance. Nice shot by Cracks. We'll get at least one more, and that's it. This guy is ultimately
planted.
They're going to have to try and peek off of this. Has managed to attack, but all of the players stuck around that generator at the moment. Mr. Fallen isolated on his own. Wasn't able to get anything done, and the Paranoia is going to leave CNET completely blind as well. The counter utility looking fantastic, but they still have to be careful. Cracks now, the last one left, and they're going to make it look quite easy. Now with Trex, an initial loss. And then a resurgence. They've got to be careful though. Again, the reads from FUT are nigh on spot on. They've got the whole of their team surrounding this site. Yedege, the youngster, has found a couple already, and this is looking deadly, dangerous for the side of Vitality. Not really the time you wanted to sort of have a blip on the radar, but finally Trex will find a response. But look at the HP. They're waiting for a captain. He's got the SMG, but he's actually going to lose that fight. And that gives an opportunity. Unfortunately, in the meantime, the spike has been dropped. He's going to have to run back and get this. It basically just comes down to him getting the kills at this point, because anything more, and he's going to run out of time. And Cracks knows it as well. He falls back. It doesn't even matter. CNET's going to get that final kill.
But I think it's more towards the site. I don't think it will catch him in this corner. In fact, I think that's why Yedege's repositioned to this spot, noticing that and allowing them to crunch in afterwards. That the util does go down, and so too does Ana Captain. CNET on the way through the smoke, and a lightning fast reaction to keep it equal.
Puts them into a 3v2 available for Mr. Fallen. He's going to pop it immediately. I wonder if there'll be some sort of counter. Oh, never mind. Cracks again. He's been so good in these sort of scenarios, and well, CNET will be there to find Kicks as well. It's another round off the back for FUT.
against a low buy, but there are some rifles here. There's some potential.
Yeah, Ult's also not in a bad spot, but that's not the start they were looking for. Runner has been having a rough time. Many do when they face up against this man. Been looking to farm up those eco frags. Still got a very long way if he's going to catch up to Krax, who is a mile ahead of anybody, but well, give this man individual fights, and normally he wins them all. Trex, again, has been able to deny him. It's going to pick up a rifle as well. So I have to be careful not to overbase this one, but the trade again from Krax is sublime.
Oh, there's the steps as well. It's giving it away. He's found the first, but there is a flank still. Yedege close to the B site, and he will confirm that that plan's coming in just a moment. But I think the main thing is that you're kind of expecting these players to be much further away, certainly to be coming from spawn, not to be walking down this alleyway, not to be in this position. And a beautiful round from Yedege.
Yeah,
that's good.
Everything else.
Yeah, they've got everything else online. That's going to be tough.
Well, Mr. Fallen even has an Odin on the A site. Is it the most orthodox place to play it?
Yeah.
No. Perfect. Where he is and trace it. They've actually re-smoked it themselves, but a bit deeper so they can just try and get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, this is just what's going to happen.
He was going to spam that if they used the lockdown, but they haven't been able to use the lockdown. And again, it's not even him this time. It's Ada Captain. TP in. I think it's just TP'd straight into the ground. Like that was not the idea. That's gone wrong, as is everything else. He's just roaming the site. Finally, he's been put down by Trex, but the pop flash is perfect again, and there's Ada Captain to close it. But it looked a little bit shaky in the middle, Mitch, but they bring it back, win 13-7.
One flash still on Trex. They could get close to that screen and try to play through it. And there it is. Actually, a flash coming out of FUT. That was Krax to allow them to re-peek through. CNED trying to get the angle around the side, and as they drop down to deal with him, it's an awkward fight. But when the Trex cleans up inside him, Snakebite denies the plant for now, or denies the defuse for now at least. But the HP is so low, they have to take a fight to deny this next string of diffuses, and it's just a bullet needed to take them down. Attack, Tom. Maybe that's where that strat's optimal.
Oh, either way. Looking good. Looking clean at the moment from the side of Vitality. Obviously not a whole lot invested. Flash gives away his position, but it seemed like there was an opportunity. Absolutely nothing, though. Vitality are going to take this one with an Andaluthia floor.
Everyone on foot, barring Mr. Fallen, has full shields. It will take 2 shots, and there you go. 2 ring out, and both find their mark, but the trade is quick.
Yeah, an immediate trade. Again, in a bonus round like this, damage can be huge, and well, that one doesn't have a trade about it. CNED having to take more of a dry peek, and Yedege can't really afford to just sort of swing in. A lot of what they're going to be playing with here revolves around his wall to get them into afterplants. Those afterplants looking very unlikely. Safe low, but another battle won, and well, they've still got this outlaw just raining.
Full value by Runner in this round. All the kills found, 2 already, and the third not going to be achieved this time. Shot missed, and Yedege punishes immediately. 30 seconds to get that spike planted. 11
seconds left.
And 45 HP. Some of these Vitality players, in fact, the ones close on the site, are hurting, but they've got the numbers to work with. Knowing he has to plant this spike, it's a moment before the flash comes through. It's dodged, though, and a huge opportunity.
Have to be some crazy shots. CNED, in fact, is just running into utility. He's almost dead off a boombot alone, left on just a few HP, and he's even going to be killed off by a blast pack. Shows how low he was in this scenario. Instead, they're going to start running back in the other direction. Safe has definitely heard those steps, and he'll be able to find Ada Captain. And already a fairly quick rotation from Sender as well. Might just catch the timing. No! Okay! Yedege with a lovely shot to give them the sight.
Only the one to be found, though. An arrow. It's not a lot. And with the Sheriffs in hand, these kills will need to be clean. Now they can't even use their utility. All about the aim. And with the weapons in hand, Vitality, we're never losing that one. Close, nobody taking advantage of that space. And as the wall goes up, this is the one position that wall doesn't help you get to. They will not clear it on the way through. Instead, leaving Yedege with a world of value to be found. Only 2 picked up, leaving CNED alone. Krax is on the floor, spotting him, watching him, and seeing that defuse. The chance for CNED to swing in and punish, but he baits him off the spike, and now time becomes the biggest issue in this clutch.
Use of the null command from the side of Vitality. Showstopper still available for them, and they are winning all of the fights. Little bro already on that defusal as well. Has to be denied, and it will be, but it's too little too late. Mr. Fallen now left to try and fight versus everyone over on that Vitality side, and they're even going to send out the Thrash for a second time just to try and catch him, stop him from it.
Now Vitality are cautious. They know CNED's out there hunting, and they'll cancel the blades.
Yep, and now comes all of that utility straight away. Wingman's going to spot the guy underneath, and Trex already traded out to Yedache, still trying to play within these corners. Nice shot, has to be careful from behind, and safe will trade. One of the better opportunities. Cena just about grabs a gun, but he's so low on HP, and it's going to be left all onto our captain. Keeping things even for now, but he's on 18 HP, needs an immediate shot, and he will not find it. Runner is going to give them their 6th round.
And rotate immediately. Sender's already on the way. They know this, that this is an A play. They try to bait them in.
Yeah, it might not necessarily matter. Safe, though, has done well. An immediate trade from Yedache. Definitely been one of the better players. Kick still lurking around the back lines. Hasn't been spotted, but Krax is holding for it. And more Sender. His pit used, but nothing coming of it.
Still have a flash on Krax. I expect it to be burned up on the way through, and it is, but Trex still able to find value. Great follow-up. Trex and Kicks fall. That was Krax's flash that slowed them down in the fights, and it's his rifle.
Getting in here should be impossible. Need to hit some pretty crispy shots. That has not gone well. It's actually going to force a teammate forward instead. And well, Yedache will take those. He's getting closer to having that res back online again with another.
Clearing it with intention. Trex up top could get the element of surprise, but that flash is perfect from Krax. And well, the trade is traded right back. Not with violence, but the resurrect. And so 5 versus 3, despite that pick, Vitality still way behind.
Again, the fight's been given a good read from the side of FUT. Now they need to try and find themselves back from a disadvantage. Surprisingly, Anna Captain not able to do too much there. And we are actually going to see Thrash committed. Oh, wow, that has not got anywhere near the amount of value that Kicks was hoping for. He is going to be able to get one on Yedache, but the rest are slowly surrounding in on him, and there is nothing more.
The ultimate used on the other side. Trex has popped his null command to try to cancel out some of these abilities, but Viper's pit is already online, and as they try to go above it, they meet CNED's operator. Down goes Krax, down goes CNED. Okay, it's workable. Crazy aggression coming out of Mr. Fallen. The reveal as well. Oh, it's nasty. What's that shot? Short. Mr. Fallen. It's 10 seconds to refresh. That is insane. How quick. I hate this guy with a classic. Oh, it's giving me nightmares already, and that's why he'll do this against a full buy. When you've got pistols, he does not feel fear. Oh, no.
0 damage.
He's taking damage to himself.
He's now taking damage. He is now taking damage. That's good. That's at least something. Safe.
30 seconds
He's
left.
got 30 seconds. Now, if he was to double back towards the A site full sprint, maybe a moment ago, he would have made it. And actually, I think that might be what they're starting to question. Or just looking at plant denial. Walking out, he's going to be spotted eventually. And they are just grouping up. Like, how he gets a plant from here, I have no idea. A nice shot at least to take down some of these closer angles. Knife will give things away. There's a couple there. And okay, Sender! He's managed to find a high impact double already.
Spike planted.
Plant down too. Yellow challenge on the back of the flash. It's not great. It's caught CNED, and he's blinded up by the Dizzy too. The swing easy for Trex, and now it's all on to Krax.
Humor stack up, and so they can put everybody in position on this side of the map. Some spam shots connected, but Ada Captain standing for the moment. Even still though, 40 seconds left, and Krax is still waiting here, hiding in the background. The nade is not going to clear him. He is still just lurking in the corner. A kill comes in for CNED. It's a nasty surprise for Trex. It's happening again, Mitch. Still though, 2 weapons in the hands of their opponent. Krax shouldn't be able to get anything. It's left all onto one, and Sender will land the shot. With safe timing has been completely missed by Ada Captain. No. He'd have to get very lucky. There could be so much for Safe here. Already the distraction of his teammates. He's just waiting for that Viper screen to go down. as they look to get into the afterplan. If he gets this timing right, he could completely ruin the round, and that is exactly what he will do. An easy cleanup for Safe and Andaluthia.
You might not know exactly where he wanted the slow to go. No question about it. Lucky for Yedajay going down. Krax is under pressure. The nade is not going to stop them from wrapping up close. The Thrash is destroyed, but so he's still alive, and he's doing damage as well. But as CNET goes into trade, he goes out of the round just afterwards. Okay, it's winnable again.
Yeah, they're not going to fall for Kitchen. That's for sure. If there's any angle that FUT are going to be checking, it's around there. Runner one away from a showstopper, a kill on either player will end this round. Or most likely at least, and there's so many angles to check. With how aggressive they already managed to get Mosh onto the spike runner and gets that kill. Nade, I don't even think he's gonna need to use anything more. No necessity of that showstopper, still comes down to the 1v1, but the time is gone. It's ticking too far, and a captain just gonna have to run for the hills, and while Kicks, he's gonna survive this.
12th pulled through, and it looks like that's what FUT are playing for, Tom. They've kept their credits for the next round.
I don't mind it.
Okay.
We've seen them do a lot with less. They
Safe
still have
lurk hasn't worked.
Yeah, they still have a rifle.
And a showstopper. Mosh pit and nade already used up. Those snake bites will be online. Getting back in here with the pistols would be tough, but they've gone running in! And now the spike's down in the open. They'll have to step into it to try and retrieve it. And CNET's just waiting for his opportunity to pick them up. Down below.
Oh, he got hit by the drone!
The drone catches the reveal. Spike full. Spot on.
Yeah, now they're in the same problem they've had before. Mid-control, completely given up. And you best believe Sender is not stopping. They're trying to focus in on the rest, and because of that, they're gonna get flanked. We've seen this too many times already. CNET does well.
Spike planted.
He makes things very interesting indeed. This round should have been done and dusted. Track spamming.
One
2
enemy
HP.
With
remaining.
such little HP, and a captain takes out Kicks. It leaves a 2 HP Trex to try and fight versus 2 members. One of them desperately low, no utility to play with, and he's not going to be finding that one. That's around the back pocket, and no flank underway. Vitality seem to have this one set up for success. The showstopper might not be available at the moment. No command has been used. Runner gets one, but the showstopper's gone. Trades, though, are good. It's going to leave the remaining players very passive, but they are holding their ground, winning their fights. Nobody on that defusal yet. Nice work, though, from Mr. Fallen. As they're already getting flanked on, though. Again, it's that backline that causes them issues. Already, though, on that defusal, and it's going to be Trex to win both. A double to finish it out, 3 overall.
But the push is about to come through here, and that's an isolated fight,
Yeah,
but the
dead.
spams back do the damage.
Yeah, that was a firing squad on the other side waiting for him. CNET now wary of mid, but it's actually the main avenue of B, which is going to be under pressure. CNET has to go absolutely huge here, trying his best to dodge the flash. A crazy shot onto Kicks. That's at least something. Wingman has been sent out, but he's going to be able to deny it. 20 seconds on that clock, but already a player going for that plant. You can see the swing from Mr. Fallen. A nice initial shot, and he almost manages to line up 2. Trex desperately low. Shock dart's going to be placed in towards Runner. He's been difficult to clear from this position, but they're still wary. There might be a second player coming in from behind, yet to spot Krax's position. He still has a fair bit of utility, left completely blinded, at least for a second. They've got to get towards this Mr. Fallen again. He's looking to keep them in, and that is actually going to force him into the open. The shot connected, and he hasn't managed the other. The Runner will do it all! A ripple clutch to close it. It looked like we might go a little bit longer.
Looking for aggression from FUT, for mistakes to be made. They haven't been, so now they've got to force their own mistakes, and they've done a great job at that. Sender, another lights out round from him, right off rip here on Sunset, leaving Yedajay against the world. 3 players, they're coming towards him. This is a big fight for him to try and win.
Yeah, even stopping the plant will be difficult. Oh, 1 HP! Kicks is so lucky to be alive.
Spike planted.
I don't even know what stopped that from being the kill. It must have been the slightest pixel of the wall, but there now needs to be so much more. He is on at the moment. Yedajay feeling it already within this clutch scenario. He's going to try and reposition again. The main thing against him, though, is going to be that clock. The time starting to tick down. Spots out Trex, takes a lot of damage himself. Down to just 20 HP. Bear in mind, his opponents are still very close to death, but he's not going to clear the angle of Kicks.
You're very right. It's very tough to follow up on.
Spike
Well,
planted.
this round at least we're not expecting much, if anything, especially now into this post plant. Well, We love this map. It's very, very difficult to break down from here. Kicks just wants to try and claim himself some orbs, and well, there you go. That's already going to be an extra on the board, an extra one there. We'll put his ult online for the next round. Thrash available. And well, they might even want to let someone else kill off Anna Captain. He'll do. Yeah, I believe it's already been broken, so they know there's players here. The paranoia is fantastic, but Mr. Fallen still able to hit the shot. A second flash, though, and utility forcing them forward. Cracks, though. He's done an amazing job. Splitting him from behind, has found a couple. And now for Kicks and Safe.
Connecting onto anything. You can see the information was that CNED's in the corner, but he doesn't even have a reason to move. Although he does. He does move in the end, and he goes down. An opportunity now. They've isolated Anna Captain 2 and taken him. 2 versus 2, weapons to be retrieved, but that's tough when Cracks is still. The same thing rather cannot be said for Vitality. Much slower, running it down the last few seconds. They've eventually hunted down Yedije, but there's a few more players here to stand and fight. Mr. Fallen, 50 HP, but he stands strong. Now has ult online and will just about make it out alive. Kicks going in for the plant and has found it. So that was a little guy going in for it. Mr. Fallen tries to get a position around side, possibly to pop the ult, but instead goes down to Safe. Now the info's there. And in fact, Thrash is going to be used by FUT to try to claim some space. It's clearing out market and not seeing them at all, but they know Safe must have fallen back, so Anna Captain fills the space. Does well to land that shot, and now the defuse begins. It's not on the normal angle, but somehow Sender has just attracted the crosshair to the head of his opponent, and another found, leaving it into the 1v1. As CNED fires back, Kicks is left alone. It's almost half, but not quite. Just about pulled off the spike at the wrong time, and now CNED has to go running. The round is no longer winnable as Vitality claim their third.
Yeah, and deadlock, it is broken within a second.
All right, now we're hitting shots like that. Revenge on Cracks for what he did earlier on. A similar feat. Mr. Fallen was doing the same, but I think he's already up one of the counter spam. He tries it, but it hasn't worked out. Another smoke to go into play. Oh, that's a good follow-up, I was gonna say, on the paranoia, but Sender's being caught. Even still, the impact is negligible. There's no chance for this defuse to go down, short of some serious heroics. And CNED, he's given it his best shot, but it's not good enough this time.
Yeah, and more importantly,
maybe Mr. Fallen's got some great post-plant trips, or traps, I suppose I should call them, not trips. Yedije's got none of those to work with if he's being dropped, but so too is Anna Captain. Mr. Fallen doing just that, and it's a 2 versus 5. Blink, and you'll wonder why the hell there's a clutch being offered up for 5 players still alive. The Thrash, very much online, not even needed.
No, it's second use already, and while Safe again is already going to be lurking through the back.
Vitality aren't too concerned about it. Walking through on the B site, walking through on mid as well, and well, they've met their maker! Yedije on the double! Sheriff in hand, the flank cleaned up, and CNED closing the round in main.
Showstopper immediately thrown in. Trex has got to feel unlucky for that one. And CNED's more than ready for the response.
Oh, they've got to be frustrated. Surely CNED goes down now. Yes, eventually, but the cost is still paid. Yedije trades it out through the smoke. Sender's being lit past it. Cam spots him, tries to run away, gets caught by the stun and swung by Anna Captain. There's your idea.
Yeah.
There's your execution. It was in a 4v2, but it worked. You can't deny that.
And conceptually quite cool. It does revolve somewhat being there, which I do feel like somewhat defeats the purpose a little bit, but...
Hey, you got another Sentinel. Don't worry about it.
Nonetheless, this round looking a lot better. Mr. Fallen even going to close it. And there's going to be a third round on the board again. Those duels. Instead, it's Runner who's going to be point of contact.
He's spraying through, doing damage, even popping his showstopper here. The guy is crazy, and he actually won't find any value on this side of the pit. But he goes looking on the other, and the rocket goes through, finds nothing but damage. A little bit. The time is running down, the sprays are landing so much value. And even Safe's gone running out of the pit because the time is so low. It's ticking over, the spike is soon to explode, and CNED's trying to keep them contained, keep it costly, but that won't happen. They've made it away.
We haven't seen much from the grab net thus far. Combined with a flat. Mr. Fallen is just hitting everything. It's his third kill of the round already. Safe at least trying to put up a bit of a miracle here. Gets his third, but the trade eventually is there for FUT.
It's a beautiful cocoon indeed. I don't think they're going to break that, and if they do, Mr. Fallen's waiting to punish Runner down and out. And they still haven't managed to make it out this choke point with Yedege on the other side. Beautiful crossfire and beautiful execution from this FUT side.
Thrash available though. Instead, they're going to use that mosh immediately and just spam straight through. Nothing that Trex can do about that. Again, Runner's got ahead of the utility. And Yedege maybe overplaying his hand a little bit. Wanted to try and get close into that corner. It's problematic for Mr. Fallen. He needs the kill and just about survives. And now he's going to go through with the shorty. Catches another. Safe down and everyone will fall.
Defensive wall as well. It's going to let Vitality walk up and be main and take a lot of control. So you can see FUT are much more hesitant to clear those angles
Safe
out.
again.
And the bait setup, absolutely beautiful. One player running back and safe, swinging through to save the day.
Around it. That's a little gap center. He's going to get hurt. Yedege already tagged low. Mr. Fallen sat in the backlines. They've got to be wary as well of where Ada Captain is going to be coming from. Time still fairly favorable. Vitality have plenty to play with, but they lose that first duel. Mr. Fallen is trying his best, but just doesn't have the ammunition for that one. Vitality again will take themselves enough to win this round. Not bad odds. Ada Captain, he's trying to be a little bit cheeky, but I think now those odds probably drop dramatically. They aren't going to be able to take down safe, but already so much damage. Trex wanting to try and pad the stats a little bit. Has got to be careful, but the flash has worked wonderfully. Although Yedege has managed to retrieve himself a gun.
Periodically. Yedege, well, even with the timing, it won't work out. 7 bullets left as well. And a Bulldog, that is not enough to take down all these players, but it is enough to take kicks.
Know that as well. I think a fair amount of utility has been expended. The flash over the top will be renewed. It's well timed as well. That is perfect. A couple of assists. Yedege found some space, but Trex just running left and right.
And I will absolutely applaud them for trying something new. But yeah, conclusions seem pretty apparent.
Seen it. Oh, he's made that one at least a little bit more costly for them. You always believe for a second that maybe that man can do something into that Stinger meta. Nade is going to put safe in a pretty horrific spot, but he still manages to take one, and Trex is immediate in his response to try and trade. The flash is gorgeous as well. Straight in. Going to make things very, very easy for him indeed. Well, sure, there's likely to be another plant. Something at least. Never mind. Trex still going.
Nothing to do with that last kill, but a very well played round by him indeed. Yedege, nice chance.
Somewhat connected. Oh, straight away. Now on the other side, and it's immediately denied. Trex again. He is just thriving in this defensive side. Yedege looking for a timing. He almost finds him, but Safe's reactions are just too fast. The remaining players stuck behind the smoke. Nothing they can do from this.
Sensors, post plant around the spike, that can do a lot. Ult as well, wall 2, and 1 less player. And 2 less players. So now it's just Ada Captain, and I'm going to say this is going to be about as easy as you expect. Runner swinging through. It's actually...
I feel like the counter utility every time they've attempted anything has been fantastic. And well, the trades have been even better.
I know.
Okay. Yedege's done a pretty good job with just the Sheriff in hand. Information as well as they start to spot some of these players. Go around that pillar, you're just wasting time. But here, oh no, that's not what you want to see. Because this is a Sheriff still in play for CNET ult for Mr. Fallen. If they can get this close, it could be so winnable for the squad of FUT. It could keep them alive in a round where they didn't look like they had that much of a chance.
I can only assume he's going to try and save it for the spike, but he's been caught. Been done for, surely. Seen it, though, lands both shots. He's given them a way into this. The time is ticking, the nade already onto it. And I think it's too far gone. He's already managed to win the round, even lands the shot at the end. He's been good in these scenarios. Oh, he's going to get the one and get out. It might not have been the cleanest. He doesn't even check. He walks in backwards. That is very surprising. I guess, I don't know how he didn't expect them to be that far already. Spam through, but that could be the critical kill. Nice work from Runner. Oh, another from Kicks. They've turned it back on its head again. The spams is what done the damage. This man has been waiting the entire round, sitting in mid. The steps, I don't know if Safe will have heard that. I don't think he did. He hasn't turned. Timing going to be absolutely everything here. The peak, it's a little bit disjointed, but they still don't know this man is behind. Both kills are here, and he's gonna find them as well! It's Yerush. Patient play. This time there's no lurk in mid, but it might even be just the doubt kicks. They need to be a little bit careful here. They are being wrapped on from all angles. CNED already in, but the Jules just going the way of FUT. And for the remaining players, a little bit further out of the action. No ults to play with as well.
Waiting for these players to make it towards the site. Once they take a step, once they make noise, the stone will come through. You're in a lot of danger with Yerush waiting around the corner. Somehow they've got most of them, leaving it all on Mr. Fallen. His utility is no more, not to have impact, and well, the defuse. For them, but Mr. Fallen grabbing the plant has found his, and Yerush is blocked out by the door closing. Oh! There was a gap there, almost as a bait, but Trex has found everything with it. This should be it. The flank denied means Yerush is coming around in main, and now is the last man standing. Now 1 versus 4, and the flawless streak of FUT comes to an end. Vitality find the win. Look, depends who you ask. It could have been a close matchup today, but I think most people came in with FUT as the